All right, so for the Beauty High Fashion program here at Cinema Makeup School, it is broken down into 6 weeks. For the first 4 weeks, we really start with the basics. This is perfect for somebody who has no idea what makeup is or even beauty in general. Setting up your station, what tools to use, what products to use for your kit, how to organize your kit. Maybe you don't even know what kind of products to use. Then we go into more detail with design and makeup. How to do a smoky eye, how to highlight, contour, how to do a false eyelash application, that perfect winged out liner. And then it's definitely important to study the origins of makeup. We cover the 18th century, the 1920s and 30s, all the way up into the 90s. We cover on-set terms, what a director does, what a producer does. My favorite, the last week, the high fashion week, advertising, editorial, avant-garde, music videos, and we test you guys as well. So you will be graded not only on your lecture and what you're learning as theory, but you're gonna be graded as practical as well. All right, so we're in week 5. For airbrush, we walk you through the anatomy first, really get you comfortable with your equipment, your gear, your gun, how to assemble it, take it apart, clean it, your hose, your compressor, and all the different components that come in airbrush design. You learn how to do blending and gradients. You also learn how to do a little bit of character and animal creations. And there is a day focused on skull creations, which is one of my favorites because you learn how to do like the finest, really thin, fine line, precise work. And then we grade you for airbrush as well. All right, we are wrapping up your experience here at the High Fashion Beauty program. We're gonna teach you how to do hairstyling. We have an amazing kit that gets you comfortable with all the tools that you're gonna need to practice a proper hairstyling technique. So, for example, curling irons, blow dryers, hair clips, combs, brushes, products, hairsprays, all the different things that you're gonna need to design a hairstyle. Maybe you're getting somebody ready for their wedding, or it's a red carpet look. What I love about being an instructor here at Cinema Makeup School is that I am personally a freelance salon stylist, so I bring you the experience in my classroom, from my salon, from the studios, from fashion shows, from red carpets. So we really set you up for success because not only are you learning technique, guidelines, the history of fashion, but you're learning how to be a true professional on set, which is going to set you apart from the other hair and makeup artists on set.
Character class is an essential class for anyone wanting to do on-set makeup for film and television. It's a 4-week class, 30 hours per week, that covers all the essential out-of-the-kit techniques that you'd be using on a day-to-day basis with the emphasis on realism. In week 1, we'll learn old age makeup and how to take an actor to 20 to 30 years beyond their real age. We'll be using techniques like highlight and shadow, alcohol colors, and my all-time favorite, stretch and stipple to create 3D wrinkles for a very realistic effect. In week 2, we'll be creating various types of facial hair. We'll use hand-laid techniques to create mustaches, sideburns, goatees, and full beards. We'll also cover beard shadow and a chopped hair technique for a 5-day growth. Week 3 is bald caps. In this week, we'll create our own latex bald caps, learn how to apply and paint them, blend the edges, and then we'll move into vinyl or plastic bald caps. Applying a bald cap is something that every makeup artist will eventually need to do in their career. So learning how to do this properly is something you want to perfect. Week 4 is the final week of the class. It's also the most fun. This is the week where we get bloody because we're going to be doing injury simulations. We'll do bruises, cuts, bullet holes, scars, scabs, exit wounds, and burns of every stage. But we're going to end the week with your final exam, and that is putting everything you learned in 4 weeks together to create a finished, realistic, believable character makeup. Character makeup, along with clean beauty, is really the bread and butter of the makeup industry. It's literally what you're going to be doing every day on set. So in my opinion, character makeup is actually one of the most important classes you can take at Cinema Makeup School. Prosthetics is a 4-week course, 30 hours per week, that covers all types of translucent prosthetics. You start this class with life casting, where all the students will actually get their faces cast to create a stone copy of their face. It's on this life cast where you'll sculpt and reshape your partner's face into what one might describe as a disguised makeup, using small, subtle, realistic silicone prosthetics. You'll learn to float and transfer these small sculptures onto new bases, which would be called snaps. It's on these snaps where you will finish your sculptures, blend your edges, and finish all your texturing. Next, we'll mold them with a urethane casting material that's very hard, very accurate, and reproduces all the detail. In these new urethane molds is where you'll be running your silicone prosthetics. You'll create really fine edges that blend believably into the skin, and they'll be translucent with a tint of the model's skin tone, so very little paint is actually needed to make these look believable. We'll also cover making gelatin appliances, as well as the Oscar-winning technology of prosthetics transfers. By the end of this class, you'll not only know how to sculpt, mold, and run all these prosthetics, but also how to apply them and blend them believably into your model's skin. As a recap, you'll learn how to do life casting, sculpting, making molds, running your silicone prosthetics. You'll learn how to make gelatin and apply the gelatin prosthetics, as well as sculpting, molding, and running prosthetics transfers. Since many of our graduates are eventually thinking of working in a creature shop or a makeup effects lab, learning all these techniques becomes essential. Also, learning not only the materials, but how to safely use them is something that you're going to want to do if you're going to be working in a creature shop. Special effects class is a 4-week, 30-hour per week class that builds on the techniques you learned in prosthetics class. In this class, however, we're going to be doing a full face and neck, fantasy character, or creature makeup using foam latex prosthetics. You'll start by taking your life cast from prosthetics and building onto it. We're going to be extending it and correcting any undercuts, and then we're going to make a stone copy, and that's when we start sculpting. You'll need to submit a design to your instructor for approval, but once approved, you're going to start sculpting this full face and neck makeup. During the sculpting portion, you'll learn how to create shapes and forms and simulate anatomy underneath the skin. When your sculpture is completed, we'll then cut and float these pieces off onto a new bust, where you'll then finish the edges, finish the skin texture, and then finally mold it. The molds we're going to make in this class are going to be of UltraCal 30, also known as a stone mold. When your molds are completed, you'll then learn how to mix, measure, and run foam latex, and how to bake it out so that you'll have fluffy, soft foam latex prosthetics. Next comes what I consider to be one of the most important parts of the class, painting. You'll pre-paint your foam pieces with PAX paint and alcohol colors. You'll take a good few days to work out your paint job and get it ready for your application. In the 3rd week of class, you'll also learn to create dentures. You'll do dental impressions, you'll sculpt, you'll mold, and then run them in dental acrylic. You'll then paint and polish and finish them and make them ready for your creature makeup. Finally, you're going to put everything together, everything you learned in this class, and then apply your finished creature. We'll also learn to break down a script as it pertains to special makeup effects and prosthetics, and how to do a budget so that you can, well, basically learn how to make money with all these techniques you're learning. If the Master Makeup program is what you're taking, special effects will be the final class in that. However, if you're going for effects track or complete track, this will just lead you right into advanced lab. As I mentioned, in this class, you're building on what you learned in prosthetics class, but you're also really preparing yourself for the possibility of a career working in a makeup effects lab or creature shop.